I asked you, my viewers, for some Terraria hot takes, and boy did you deliver. Master mode, medium core is the most fun way to play. Master mode, medium core? Currently I'm for the worthy medium core run, and I built a giant room under my base that is a row of platforms for each relic in the game, 55 relics per row of platforms, and I don't allow myself to beat the next walks until I have gotten 55 relics. What? Okay, no. You're just a masochist. You terrify me. You terrify me. That is insane. That is a very hot take. Not even close to based. Whew. On to the next hot take. Martian Madness is the worst event in the game. It's just a bunch of irritating projectile spam, and most drops from the UFOs are either already outclassed or immediately get outclassed. That is a fair opinion. I think it's pretty safe. Not very spicy, not very hot, but I think it's true. Most of the weapons are outclassed almost immediately. By the time you can fight it, there's not a whole lot to do. I mean, the Martians, I don't know if everything does too much damage, but I do agree it is very projectile spammy. There's a lot, and I mean a lot of projectiles. Rust Legion is the worst event because, I mean, look at it. No, whoa. They're awesome. Get here, get over here. They are snowmen that kill you. Like, look at these guys. You got Mr. Stabby, Snowball Gangster. Is there a third one? I think there's a third one. Snowballa. Look at this and tell me this is the worst event. No. This is an amazing event. This is the best event. What are you talking about? Hot takes, fishing is good, screw you. Why do you attack me like this? Hold on, no. I never said fishing is, well, no, I think I did say fishing. Did I say fishing is bad? No, I said the angler fish quests are not that valuable. Fishing is boring, but not bad. There are good things from it. I said this. Fishing is underrated because there's a lot of really good stuff, but it's boring. Screw you. All debuffs except Icar suck. Duke should be the first boss you beat in hard mode. No. Why would you want him to be the first boss you beat in hard mode? Why would you go to Duke Fishron immediate? That's just negating the reason for the rest of the game. I don't get why people want to kill Duke Fishron before they kill any mechs. You're just making the mechs pointless, useless. You're making Plantera and Golem even more of a joke. Why? You're basically that is just speedrunning. It's negating the reason for the rest of the game. And none of it has a point anymore. It's too easy. Those drops are too good to just say, hey, I'm going to ignore everything up to Cultist. I now have Cultist weaponry for right in the start of hard mode. All right, next hot take. It's usually easy to start playing Terraria blind because you have the guide. The only problem, Logic, is that he can die and you won't be able to know how to get him back. I have 2 videos lined up where I brought 2 of my friends who had never played Terraria, they knew nothing, literally nothing about the game, and that is exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. The guide was there. They knew of the guide. I think they used the guide, but he died immediately, and they didn't know how to get him back. So they were left without a guide. That's a real problem. The guide is there to help the new player, but suitable housing? How is a new player going to figure out suitable housing? Relogic. This is a problem. You need to give the new player a way to figure it out. I would try to guide them to the housing button. I try to point that out to them. And then there's this housing query thing. But why would they even think about, why would they ever click the house button? Why would they even look in the direction of the house button? Why would they do that? My friends never even noticed it was there. And when I told them it was there, they're like, what does this mean? What's a wall? They had to try and figure out what a wall was. It was just a big snowball effect. They did not have suitable housing and never would have if I hadn't nudged them in the right direction. Next thing is very related to our NPC friends. The fly meal is the most useful thing in the game. That is a hot take. It is not that useful. It is not that useful. However, it is very useful having a way to easily get rid of NPCs you don't want. Next. I enjoy fishing. It's just a simple repetitive task, but it's nice and relaxing. Okay, fair, I can appreciate that. I think it's boring, but if you like that kind of thing, fine. Maybe it's the difference between the casual and the person who can't stand not doing something. Granted, I have done it a lot more and grown an appreciation for it, but I think it's also partially because I'm streaming, so I at least have you guys to talk to. Hot take, Zenith isn't the best item in the game, it's the Meowmere. Aren't there dedicated videos talking about this? Only problem I think though is that they're only going off of what DPS, saying, oh, the Meowmere does more damage. I don't know if that's like single target or more. Yeah, so I can see that yes, the Meowmere can do more damage. It can in the right situation, but it's going to be a lot less consistent than the Zenith is. The Zenith is the best because of its incredibly high DPS while also having this insane utility, attacking through everything. While the Meowmere is only going to be good if you can bounce it off of things. Everyone can have their own opinion. False. You like the boring stuff and you're just trying to justify it? Change my mind. See, I didn't like the boring stuff until I did them. That's the thing. That's the thing. That is a fair point to raise. That I like the boring stuff. So therefore I'm trying to justify it and say that it is the better way to go about things. However, I hated fishing. I hated building. I hated taking my time in the game until I did 1 Year, 1 World. Until I actually took my time in the game. That's when I actually started to enjoy it. When I changed my mindset entirely from I'm here to beat the game to I'm going to mess around in the game and just do whatever I feel like. That made me enjoy it a lot more. Hot takes Forbidden needs more subscribers than clout popularity. Oh yeah, that's definitely true. All right, moving on. I always thought crossover between Terraria and MLP. What's MLP? My Little Pony. Oh, is it actually My Little Pony? Actually, no, that might actually be a hot take. That actually could be kind of good. Okay, now I'm imagining like a Pegasus mount. I would love a Pegasus mount. And also they have the Meowmere, which, as you know, the rainbow. This actually might work. That actually might work. I hate it, but it might actually work. All right, I'm down for this. I'm down for like a small My Little Pony collab or crossover. All right. Potions must be easier to get and stay if you die. Nah. Hot take, yes. Based, no. Potions are not that hard to get. A lot of them are very easy to get. And only the ones that are hard to get are really good, like Life Force. A lot of the others aren't very hard. Most of the time it's just fishing. So you might call it hard because, oh, I have to fish. There's all kinds of ways that you can make things easier, like make a farm and then you'll be fine for most of the time. Also, you got the alchemy table. Alchemy table? I think that's what you call it. And that'll decrease or make it so you have a chance of not using things, so you just increase how many potions. No, that is not based. Hot? Yes. Based? No. Ranger's actually pretty fun to play. It's not the worst class. Okay, I think that's actually a hot take. If the Terraria community, it's not me anything, it's a lot of people don't like Ranger or think it's boring and basic. And I mean, to an extent, that's fair. There isn't a whole lot of interesting things, but at the same time, you might not be using the different kinds of ammo that are available to you. All right? Like crystal dart rifle alone has some really interesting functionality. And then you have chlorophyte bullets, nanite bullets. Those do some really cool and interesting stuff. So I don't know. I think you can't really say the Ranger doesn't have a whole lot of variety for that reason. I think the Ranger, it does have some interest. I think that it can be a fun class to play, though I'm also incredibly biased because I'm American. All right, ain't Mage a Ranger with a worse ammo mechanic? Are you a mana hater? I love mage. My feelings though on mana are still up in the air. Cobalt shield is a terrible accessory to use full time. Well, yeah, upgrade it. Sure, knockback immunity is nice, but in a game like Terraria, it's extremely niche. The stage of progression where you get it, there are better accessories you can put in that slot. Okay, that's spicy. That's spicy. Cobalt shield? You shouldn't keep it a Cobalt shield. You immediately upgrade it to Obsidian shield to get an extra defense, and then you also get immunity to hot blocks, which is very helpful when you're in the underworld. It's also a great accessory to have against the wall of fresh, so it doesn't knock you back into the wall itself and you just die immediately. It gives you a good way of escaping the wall, so that's very handy. There might also be some really good uses for it, even in hard mode, although granted you can get some better options. There's also a lot of different upgrades you got. So I think that it's still very useful. I have found myself, as I've gotten better at the game and played it more and more, I have found myself using it less and less, but it's definitely something newer players in particular, or even people who have played the game for a little while, are going to have quite a lot of use for. Next take, Empress of Light is not hot, neither is Zoologist. I should delete this comment, but at the same time, I saw it and didn't because I knew that would make some people angry. Ha! Ha! Got him. All right. They're not hot. Boom. Based. I actually don't get the whole Empress of Light, but based. All right. There's pixels on the screen. Exactly. You people, control yourselves. What's wrong with you? They are pixels. All right. Mini Shark is OP. Should be post-Eye Cthulhu Worm Brain or start weaker and require an upgrade. Okay, hold on. 1% Mini Shark is OP. One person I think said it's too weak. Like, it is not a good weapon. And I say that absolutely the Mini Shark is weak. It is pathetic. It is lame. It is a bad weapon choice. You should never, under any circumstance, be using the Mini Shark for anything past the evil bosses. And even the evil bosses, stop it. Don't use it. It is not good. Why do people like the Mini Shark? It costs 35 whopping gold. You can get it cheaper if you got the guy happy. But I mean, look at this. Look at this. Either I'm going to be proven right now, or I'm going to be proven so wrong. All right. So let's compare some damage output here. All right. Let's assume optimal conditions. So we have our Mini Shark, roughly just over 100 damage. All right. And then you got the boomstick. All right. And then you got more damage, considerably more. Now, the problem, of course, is that once you get into suboptimal conditions, see, the boomstick is going to struggle from here, while the Mini Shark is just fine. The boomstick is going to have this nice spread effect. Ooh. Okay, also, once you get into the dungeon, you get the handgun. No, just use the handgun. Handgun's great, and then Phoenix Blaster, fantastic, all right? And then you also have the Hellwing bow. So once you get there, you shouldn't be using Mini Shark. See, I just don't see it. Every time I've tried to use the Mini Shark, it's just not doing much of anything. I've never found it to be that good. But okay. I do also understand there is a legacy of the Mini Shark. Mini Shark, I think, has been OP at times. So if you're trying to use it against Skeletron, well, you're doing only ones against the head, of course. And then you got the hands that you have to be able to hit somewhat consistently here. And that can be a little hard to do, especially when you don't have as much movement as I currently have given myself. The boomstick, however, is going to do a lot better at having a much more targeted damage output. So the Mini Shark, although you get the faster bullets, the boomstick offers you much more targeted bullets. So the Mini Shark, you can maybe hit it more times, so you get more pings. While the boomstick, when you hit it and you hit it hard. Granted, you're going to miss more often, so maybe it's going to even out in the end. But I don't know, man. I'm leaning towards boomstick is going to be your best option. You can also go into arrows and use those things. Jester's arrows are going to be your best friend. Either make prisons or luxury homes. There is no middle ground. I mean, that's fair. All right, Summoner is easy class for new players. New players? Summoner, it's easy if you play correctly. Okay, hold on. We have some keywords here. Play correctly and new players. All right, that tells me many things. For one, you are not an average player. You are not a normie. You played Terraria and played it, quote, the right way. That's not how most people play games, I think. I might be totally wrong about this, but I do not think most people playing the game are going to be doing heavy research into the right way to play the summoner class. I do not think that is going to be the case. The average person, I do not believe, is going to, quote, play correctly. They won't know how to play correctly. They won't know what all the whips are. They won't know what all the summons are. And Summoner is also going to be harder for a new person to play because it's the last class. It was slapped in. It is the one where you get the fewest natural weapons and accessories. You have to go out of your way the majority of the time to get summoner gear. It's not something that is natural. 145 is going to change that, but up to this point, no, it is not natural. This is something I need to know. Why is there such a passion for summoner? Why is summoner so contentious? If ever you put out a poll or ask people about classes, the summoner people, they come out of the woodwork. They come out of their holes. They look from behind the trees. They appear. They propel from the ceiling. They're like, oh, wow, summoner best, summoner cool, summoner fun, summoner the best, all losers. Like, what is with this? Why is it whenever class debates come up, the summoners break down the door and say, hey, summoner best! Why is this? All the other classes are just like, yeah, I think melee's best. Yeah, I think mage best. Yeah, I think ranger's best. Summoner's best, and I will murder you and your family if you don't agree. Summoner is a good class. Summoner is good. I appreciate it. It is great. There's a lot of good stuff about it. All right, this is my honest to God opinion of Summoner. It's a good class. There's so many redeeming qualities about it, and it is very good for all kinds of things, especially when you just need damage output and defense hardly even matters anymore. So, good. Summoner is a good class. But why are the summoner people so passionate? The guide to plant fiber cordage is actually a really good early game accessory up until you get upward movement accessories like wings. Like wings? Wings? You have to wait until you get wings? Not even a cloud in a bottle? The plant fiber cordage it's helpful for all of 20 seconds until you've broken like 5 pots, and then you have enough rope to last you for the rest of your life. The twins are easier than even a majority of pre-hard mode bosses, and Skeletron Prime is harder than Moonlord. What planet do you live on? What planet? The twins are easier than a majority of pre-hard? No! That's too hot. It's too spicy. It is maximum spiciness. All right. I prefer pre-hard modes and non-linear boss progression over hard modes and linear. Oh, okay, that's actually kind of cool. I like that idea. I do agree. I agree. Pre-hard mode is very interesting because you definitely have a lot more options of where you want to go and when you want to go there. Although, let's think here. Duke Fisheron can be done out of order, and there's Empress. I don't know. I feel like we have Empress of Light, because you said non-linear bosses. I mean, Queen Bee, Deerclops, King Slime, Eye of Cthulhu. By non-linear, are we referring to bosses that are not necessary, or are we just referring to bosses that you can fight at any time and have it be viable? Because, I mean, you can beat Duke early. You can beat Queen Slime, which I guess you wouldn't really be breaking any kind of progression there. But then you have to beat the mechs. I guess you don't have to kill Plantera, but you're probably going to kill Plantera and then Golem and Lunatic Cultist. So, I mean, I don't think it's as much that there's more linear boss progression in hard mode, as much as it's just that in hard mode, more of the bosses are more or less necessary than they are in pre-hard mode. Pre-hard mode has more bosses that are just optional. I think Terraria classes are overrated, very much so. Me personally, I don't find any enjoyment having to stick to one class when there is so much to Terraria, and limiting yourself only a couple of those items doesn't even seem very fun. And I find a lot more enjoyment picking what weapon I want, just use it and going with the flow. Oh, okay. I think I get the heart to this one. Is that there's a lot of people say, how dare you? How dare you, good sir? Use a gun when you're a melee class? How dare you? How dare you, you disgusting human being? I can't even look at you. There are people like that. And as a YouTuber, I see that. And I don't get it. Why are people class purists? Use whatever you want. It does not matter. I try to stick to classes just because I think it makes things a little bit more, I guess, challenging to an extent. Like, oh, it'd be great to use a gun in this situation, but I'm just not going to. I want to stick to my class, or maybe it'd be great to use this weapon, but I'm not going to and stick to the class, just because I've found some enjoyment in that. But why? Why gatekeep classes? Why make it so, hey, no, you're not allowed to use another class's weapon. You're playing this class. No, just let people do whatever they want. It's a sandbox, all right? We need to stop doing that. It's not a hot take, it is just a true take, all right? All right, Terraria is actually a difficult game with a high skill floor, but we're so used to the hard and complicated games that the difficulty is pretty moderate. That we think the difficulty is pretty hard? I think that's what he's trying to say. I don't know. I agree with this. I agree with this in the sense that there's so many people, as a skill issue guy, a guy known for skill issue, there's a lot of people say, just get good, bro. Just get good, bro. Just get good, bro. Bro, get good. Oh, and it's like, people, calm down. Calm yourselves, all right? Not everybody's going to be that good. Not everybody's going to be great, all right? A first playthrough with my friends who are new to the game, a graveyard formed in minutes. It was an expert. It's not that bad. It formed in minutes. All right, it's not going to be that easy of a game. The people who think it's easy are the people who are sweaty gamers. All right, who know what they're doing, who generally have a good amount of gaming knowledge, especially with sandboxes like this. And even when you play the game as long as I have, there's still difficult parts about it. It's not super easy. It becomes easier when you start maximizing everything, when you start making it easy. Terraria, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what, Terraria does have a high skill floor, or a high skill ceiling, just because it's as easy as you want to make it and as difficult as you want it to be. You can go all out and make everything a joke. You can also just YOLO and be crushed, be bodied over and over again, all right? You can choose your experience. But I do think that it starts off as a little bit of a difficult game. Once you figure things out, you can kind of gauge how hard you want it to be. But as a start, I do think it does have a bit of a high skill floor. Early pre-hard mode and early hard mode are the most fun stages of the game. Why? Okay, I need an explanation for that. How? Why? Those are the most grindy parts of the game. Do you like that because of the grinding? I don't necessarily disagree, but yeah. All right, pre-mech Duke is peak Terraria gameplay. No, get out of here. You're banned. All right, moving on. Legendary mode is what master mode should be without some of the extremely hard stuff from For the Worthy. What? Legendary is what master mode should be, just without the hard stuff. This is a good weapon. How? Why? See, the problem with the anchor is that once you miss once, you're kinda screwed. Why would you use this over anything else? This is not good. This is the troll. It is a troll. You don't believe that? No. Anchor is not a good weapon. It is not. Torches are too expensive. No, they really aren't. Mods are overrated, especially Calamity. Also, Old One's army is fun. Old One's army is fun and has amazing equipment? Buddy, where are you getting this from? I do think there are certain things about it that are really good. Like the Flying Dragon, Tome of Infinite Wisdom is actually a very good mage weapon. But a lot of the other stuff, it's not. Like, it has some very specific things that are great, but so grindy. 90% of weapons and enemy design in Terraria is boring, promoting the same thing. Run away, hold mouse 1 while you shoot the enemy. Okay. To mitigate this unskill issue is being forced into close range, having low defense, and combo tools like Icker. My hot take is that Summoner is inherently the most skill-based and best designed class. Okay, yeah, I knew halfway through, you're a Summoner. You are a Summoner. Alright, Summoner, I might agree, is the most skill-based because it requires the most dodging. However, at the same time, I think you're ignoring design, game design in its entirety, because you're saying, well, we need to mitigate it by forcing you to be in close range. Oh, okay, so we need to mitigate your lack of skill by just saying you can't be mage or ranger, by forcing you to be in close combat. Yeah, you can't shoot. That is how we're going to unskill issue you, and we're also going to make it so you die really quickly. That's how we're going to unskill issue you. So basically you're saying Terraria is poorly designed and boring because I don't think it's hard enough. That's no. You're just a masochist. You're just someone who likes things to be really difficult. And you can do that by just playing Summoner. It's not poor design. It's just your preference for things being more difficult. And all the other classes, they can be difficult as well for people who are not as good at the game. Summoner, I do think, is the most skill-based. So, play one that's a little less skill-based. It'll still be difficult.
Those were some pretty hot takes, and if you want to see even more of them, you can watch this video right here.